Why I know there's no retirement crisis. I know that factually. And I'm going to show you here today. This might be, in fact, this is probably the most important video I'll ever do right here. And once you watch this, you can unsubscribe and be done with me. You shouldn't, because things change, but this is going to be the most important I've done so far. I'm going to show you. So what we're going to do here, let me just lay it out. I probably won't, well, maybe we'll see. What time is it right now? All right, 12:51. So I'll try to split it up between 15-minute increments. We're going to use the median income from the Census Bureau, the CPS, the much aligned CPS, which I agree with, and I'll share with you why we're going to use that here in just a second. Nonetheless, even though it's much aligned, we're going to use a Census Bureau median income from the CPS, and we're going to extrapolate that to Social Security. And I'm going to show you exactly why there is no retirement crisis. Now, that does not mean there won't be a Social Security fix needed, for sure. There is, and I've talked about that a million times. I've already said, hey, we can raise some taxes. Look, whatever. But that's different from what we've been hearing about a imminent retirement crisis. So subscribe, comment. Please share this video if you will, especially if you know people that just like, man, I can never retire. I'm just telling you, it's wrong. It's wrong, wrong, wrong. And let's dive right into this. All right. And of course, thumbs up. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the table, and this is from the Census Bureau. All right, browse by topic, and this is historical income tables from the Census Bureau. The census uses the consumer, I forgot what the CPS stands for anymore. Current Population Survey is what it stands for. The Current Population Survey. And they give us all these different data sets. It's flipping awesome. I mean, awesome. Real quick, let me briefly explain why the CPS is much aligned. Because they weren't taking retirement in IRA distributions. If it wasn't done on a regular basis, it wasn't being accounted for. So because that it's a huge, significant amount of money wasn't being accounted for actual income for retirees. Now, the reasons why I don't care, frankly, about what we're going to show you here is because that is just for people who have significant IRA, not significant, but just IRA distributions that they're taking irregular amounts. Hey, Vanguard, send me a check for $20,000. That was not in the CPS, and even the updated data is really somewhat lacking. But anyway, I'm more worried about income, the workers, all right? And the reason for that is because we're going to show you the replacement rate of Social Security relative to your earned income. And the CPS is absolutely fine when it comes to earned income because we have W-2s, we have the 1040s, we have all that stuff that the CPS uses. And on top of that, when you self-report your income to the CPS, the Census Bureau, it's simple. How much money you made? I made $55,000. Okay. What happened with the CPS is it was hard for people to understand self-reporting of IRA distributions on capital gains, whatnot. Again, more for retirees. But when it comes to actually earned income, it's quite simple. And CPS is very, very accurate. And so that's why it's aligned, but that's why it's okay to use it in this scenario. All right. Historical income tables for households. And you got just this is just one of many, many data sets. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at your all races by median and mean income. And I'm just throwing I'm not using anything racial here. I literally just don't care. All right. So we're going to use a median income, and we're going to use it in current dollars because remember, there's a couple things when it comes to Social Security, the indexing factor that we got to account for. And we're just going to use current dollars. We're going to take the median income in current dollars. All right. So in this case, in 2017, the median. So remember what the median is, my friends. The median is 50%. Let me just keep this big. So remember, the median income is 50% above, 50% below. So the median is smack dab in the middle, not average income, median. That's what we're shooting for. Right. All right. So in this case, we're going to say, here's our median income, $61,000. And by the way, this is households too, not just husband or wife or Joe or Jane, is household income. So Charlotte and Josh, we live in a household. Our median income is 61372, which is absolutely a spot on place to start your analysis of the average American's retirement capability, because the median income, 50% got more, 50% got less. That's smack dab in the middle, which is perfect. And it's household income too. So it says our household, in this case, the median income in 2017 was $61,372, whatever it was. I printed it off. Yeah, 61,372. That means the 50% margin, people were able to get by on basically $5,000 a month for their household. All right. So now what we're going to do, with me so far? We're going to take this all the way back, and it goes back to 1975, and that's fine. And then they got it from Northeast, and we're not going to do that. But then we're going to take it over here to the Social Security, let me minimize myself here, the Social Security online calculator. This calculator shows below allows you to estimate your Social Security benefit. However, for the most accurate estimates, use a detailed calculator. We don't need to do that here, and I'll show you why. Because I went in, I typed in every single year of what I have here, which is what I just printed off from the Census Bureau, and I said, okay, let's type it all in. So you see 2017 is 6132, 2016 is 56039. Let's go back to the tables. Sorry about my sniffling. 2017 is 61372, 2016 59039, and that's exactly what I've done here. 2015 and so on and so on. So I've done that all going back until the table, they didn't keep the record anymore, as 1975. I'm taking somebody who's born January 15th, 1950. I don't know why I got January 15th, but 1958. And the reason for that is because we take 2019 minus 1958. That means their eligibility, their year of eligibility, their ELY is next year when they're 62 years old. All right, so that means in 2020 is their year of eligibility. And that's when they can start drawing Social Security. It will be reduced, all right? And now I'm saying this calculator, when you plan to stop working, is right there when they plan to stop working at 62. So they're going to stop working next year. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So for 2018, I had to throw a number in there. They don't have it up yet for the CPS, the current population survey. So I just threw $63,000 in there. And I'm going to say in 2019, they'll make $63,000 as well. But then in 2020, they're saying, nope, sayonara, did him out. I'm out. I'm not making any more money. All right. And that's when we're going to say they stop earning an income. All right. So now we're doing this in today's dollars. All right. So remember, what is this calculator? Okay. So enter the years and months in which you plan to stop working. And we talk about 62 years old. All right. So now we're going to go up here. Let's see. Hold on just a second. All those double data sets in there. Yep. Looks good. And then we're going to calculate benefit. All right. So a couple of things, my friends. We'll use that when you estimate. Okay. So a couple of things are happening here, and I'll share with you just a second. We are going to stop 62, and this will say age of retirement, which is when we're going to take our benefit as well. Now, it won't quite be that, but when I go into 67, and then, well, I guess it'll be 66, but then again 70, because we won't be working for those extra 5 years. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. All right, so let's establish this. We'll make sure. Okay, good. Still got time. Let's establish this. We're using the median income historically from the CPS, the Census Bureau. Literally, that is what America has averaged, not average, median, 50% above, 50% below. We're calculating those numbers into the Social Security retirement plan or calculator, and then we're going to get a gauge of how much Social Security benefit we're going to get from that. And let's just say this old Josh, all right? In this case, our earliest year of eligibility is next year in 2020, and we're not working anymore after that. Lastly, remember how they define Social Security benefits. They say you take your top 35 years of earnings record, top 35 years of earnings, you times those by an inflation number, which Social Security does in this calculator. We don't see it. They just do it automatically. And then you add all those up. So if your inflation, if your first year of eligibility is 2020, it's an inflation calculator based on that year. If your first year of eligibility is 2023, it's it's called an indexed factor, an inflator, however you want to, it's synonymous. And we're going to times all those up. So your income you made in 1992 times by your first year of eligibility's inflator number, that will give you that years of earned income relative to inflation. We're going to add all those up for the top 35 years that you have, and then we're going to divide by 420. That will give us your average index monthly earnings, your AIME. From there, we're going to use the current information to get your PIA, which is your primary insurance amount, which is at your full retirement age. A lot going on that. And the Social Security is doing all this for you, though. You don't need to do anything. All you have to do is plug your information there, and you can go on ssa.gov and sign up and get all the information if you want. Easy. All right. And the most recent calculator is updated August 2018. So imagine it probably won't be updated until 2019 either. So with me so far. So now we have, 1975 to 2019. So we have 2019 minus 1975. We have 44 years of earnings. So 10 years of earnings will be gone. All right. 10 years of earnings will be completely, 9 years, I guess, will be gone because we're only going to take the top 35. All right. So what we do is we're not making any money in 2020 and we calculate benefit. Now I have us retiring at 62. All right. So that means we're insured because we have our 40 quarters of substantial earnings. And again, substantial earnings isn't much, but it's not 40 quarters of substantial earnings. It's 40 quarters of eligibility. I forgot the terminology, but you got to work 40 quarters, essentially 10 years. You got to work 10 years, which we have. So we're fully insured. Disability status, we're fully insured, and survivor insured status. Everything's good to go here. Here's our monthly benefit, $1,684 at 62 years old. So at 62 is $1,684, and that's in today's dollars. That's all we care about right now. So you times 1,682 times 12. That's 20,184. All right. So remember, that's 20,184. Remember what our earnings were, 63,000. So right there, we take 20,184 divided by 63,000. I bet it's like 44% or so, 32%. So 32% of our income will be replaced by Social Security right there and right then. All right. So we know for a fact, and there's a cost of living adjustment too. So right out of the gate, as a single person, if this was my median earnings, 32% of my benefit of my earnings while I was working would be replaced by Social Security. Now, if I'm married, my spouse will get how much? Well, where's the spousal benefit? Right there. That's surviving spouse benefit. Your surviving spouse, your surviving child. That's just for survivor benefits. I guess they don't say spousal benefits on here. Okay, they only say survivor benefits. They don't say spousal benefits. But my spousal benefits will be this amount right here, which is my full retirement age amount, your surviving spouse at full retirement age, 2338. And we got times that by 0.5%. So 2338 times 0.5, which means at her full retirement age, her 66, again, assuming she's born before the age of before 1960, her benefit will be 1169. All right. Now that's at 66. If she takes hers at 62, bear with me just a second, that'd be 12. So her benefit would be 14,028. But let's say she takes it at 62, her benefit will also be reduced by 25%. So 2338 times 0.25. 2338 times 0.5 times 0.75. Her benefit will be 876 if she takes it at 62. All right, times 12, which means 10,521. So if we both take it at 62, based on my record, as I showed you, which is the median income, she'll get 10,521 in benefit, and I'll get, 20,184, which equals 30,075 divided by our median benefit, which was 63,000. So we're going to be making 50% just on Social Security alone if we take it at 62 and not working anymore. Does that make sense? All right. So let's just say now we say, let's keep working. We're going to work until we're 67. We'll say it's just 67 to get the full benefit. All right. So 67, we're going to get the full benefit. And this is going to show us keep working until we're 67. But basically what's happening is, we're not going to keep working at 60 until 67. We're just not taking the benefit. This one doesn't allow you to choose when you work relative to when you take the benefit. It just says you're going to do both simultaneously. If that makes sense. And that might seem a little bit misleading, but there's a way around that. Very simple. All right. So what our full benefit is now is 2398. So even working those extra, 5 years at a median income base of $63,000. Actually, 3 years. Okay. So I'm saying, okay, good. There you go. No, it done. Sweet. All right. Fantastic. So this enter the amount you expect to earn in 2020. The calculator will use the same amount of earnings for each future year up to the age you expect to stop working. All right. Fantastic. It does do it for us. So in this case, by not working anymore, because we're going to have indexing and a little bit of cost of living adjustments, we're going to get 2398 will be our income at 2398 will be our monthly retirement income. I think that is actually the same as what it was before. But anyway, either way, it's not changing anything. So because we're not taking Social Security until we're 67, I hope that makes sense. Actually, it's going to be a little bit more than our full retirement age because it's 67, and I think our full retirement age is 66 and 8 months, I believe. Either way, it's going to be right about $2,400 a month, give or take. All right, so 2398, if we don't take it till 67, our full retirement age, at that point, and again, this is without working anymore, all right? And at that point, my spouse, Charlotte, is going to get half of my benefit, my full retirement age benefit, which is 2338 divided by 2, which is 1169, all right? So 2398 plus 1169, that's $3,500 a month, 3,567 times that by 12, that's $42,804. $42,804 divided by 63,000, which is my median. That means that's a 68%. Let me make sure I'm not 68% replacement ratio right there alone. Does that make sense? So this isn't crazy man talk. Now, if I'm not married and I'm only got $23.98 a month, 2398 times 12, that's $28,776. Divide that by 63,000. That's a 45.6% replacement rate. So if I'm not married, yes, there is more at stake than if I am married with my spousal benefit. But again, my spousal benefit here, we're just using my spousal benefit, assuming she did not make more in her own benefit than what her spousal benefit, which would be half of mine at my full retirement age. So how is that a crisis? It's not. All right, now let's just say we're going to go up till 70. We're not going to take it till 70. I just don't get the crisis thing. I'm using real numbers, not fake crap. So if we take it at 70 with the delayed earnings credits, my benefit will be $29.59. All right, so $29.59. Again, all right, so we'll start there. 2,959 times 12. That means it's $35,508. Divide that by 63,000, and I'm making a 56% replacement rate. All right. Again, so I was making 63,000. How much of that 63,000 am I replacing just by Social Security alone? So now our 2,959 with delayed earnings credits plus my spouse will get 1169 plus 2,959 equals our total benefit will be 4,128 a month times that by 12. That's 49,536. Divide that by 63,000. And that's a 79% replacement rate. There you go. If anyone who says that you need an 80% replacement rate, well, we just figured out. Just stop working at 62 and then don't take your benefit until you're 70. Now your spouse is going to take hers at 66. So you're even further ahead of the game there. There's no retirement. There's no retirement crisis. This is proof of that. And this is the Census Bureau with median income. Half the people have more income, half the people have less, but smack dab in the middle, and that's a household income. This is at $5,000 a month, my friends, $5,000 a month. Is that enough to live large on? I don't know. But we're not even talking about having mortgages paid off. We're not talking about the lack of taxes that you have to pay, your FICA taxes. We're not talking about, just the cost to commute to your crappy old job. We're just simply saying at the end of the day, you were making $63,000 a year when you hung up your boots. How much will Social Security replace that? It's between 48 and 50 and 78% or something like that. Between 40 and 80%. I just don't get the crisis at all. And do you have any savings? Hopefully you got a little bit, but if you don't, why don't you take the house that you have and do a reverse mortgage on that to generate a couple $100 a month too? What's the problem? All right, lastly, let's just say you want to work, I don't know, we're just going to work some crap little job making $45,000 a year more. I guarantee it's not going to change much on your Social Security. All right. And we're going to do that until you're 66. We'll just say that to your full retirement age. So now you say, I'm quitting my crappy job. I'm going to get something that's less than the median of America, and we'll calculate our benefit there. Remember, before it's 23.38 for our full retirement age when we stopped at 62. All right, when we stopped working at 62, our full retirement age benefit was 23.38. Now it's 22.32. All right, and the reason for that, it won't go down, but basically what we're saying is at the end of the day, we have less money, but not by much. It's not enough to even consider it. It was a 20. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was anymore. But basically, if we stop working today, we're still going to, there it is right there. Monthly disability. See, because I keep doing it before the full retirement age. I have to do 70, 67. See, because I'm not exactly sure the month. Let's do 67. There we go. Because that was a little bit less than the full retirement age. Here it goes. It should be 23. I imagine 23.98. I imagine. Let's see what we got here. 23. Where's the benefit? 23.98. Because again, it's a couple months on top of the late earnings credits. And so at the end of the day, it's basically $2,300 to $2,400. It frankly doesn't matter that much. So even working those extra. Enter the earnings you expect to earn in 2020. The calculator will use that same amount of earnings for each future year up to the age you expect to stop working. And each future year up to the age I expect to stop working, it's another 5 years. And it literally did nothing to my benefit, nothing. All right. Now let's say instead of 45,000, I don't know, we'll say it's 70,000. Well, no, still, let's say it's $90,000. All right. Now calculate benefit there. And it was 23.38 was our full retirement age, give or take a couple bucks. Calculate benefit. Blink. Let's see what it is here. We're going to work till 67. And what does that do for our change? Changes it to 24.48. So it went from 23.38 to 24.48. That's $110 a month more for working, doubling our income for the next 5 years. All right, there you go. My friends, there is no crisis. There is none. Now, Social Security needs to be saved. I don't challenge that at all. None in the least. If the crisis is based on we don't have enough to live on, and how? And this assumes your median income, and we're going to have some kind of replacement ratio off that median income. Why do we even assume that? It doesn't make sense. There is no crisis. Why do we say there's a crisis? Yes, Social Security needs to be saved. I get that. It's not hard to fix it. And you know they're going to do it because all politicians will be thrown out of office if they don't. So the crisis will be solved simply by doing a couple things on the perimeter without question. And then if you take your Social Security, you say, okay, I'm doing pretty good. There is no crisis. Now people say, well, Josh, you quit working at 62. What are you going to do to cover between 62 and 66? Well, hope you got some money set aside. Without question. Or you keep working until 66. But going back to the article just reading about 1 in 52% are in crisis. That's bull crap. Complete bull crap. So what you got to do is you got to look at your own earnings record, plug it into socialsecurity.gov, and see what it comes up with your benefit. They say, okay, not only is this based on my earnings, but I don't care about your earnings. I care about your expenditures. My earnings today will not be the same as they are. My expenditures today will not be the same as they will be when I'm 66 years old. They just won't be. So if I was able to get by off $5,000 a month while raising a family, I'm certainly able to get by $3,000 a month without raising a family, or $4,000 a month. Figure out your own stuff. Don't sweat it. Social Security is what you got to focus on, which is why we need to be advocating to make Social Security solid. But other than that, stop it. Stop it. You see researchers out there saying there's a retirement crisis. Say, how are you getting that? If Social Security can replace 60 to 65% of my income, I think I'm doing okay. And they'll say, well, Social Security is never supposed to be that. I don't care what it's supposed to be. Guess what? That's what it is. I just showed you. All right, my friends, we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Please share this video. I'd love to hear your comments. And let me know, actually, have you gone into Social Security and done it yourself? Yay or nay? Just put in the thumb in the notes. Yes, you did, or no, you didn't. All right, we'll see you guys.